Hi, I'm Kalki and I've just finished shooting for GlobalSpa.
A free-spirited mother, that is how I'd like to introduce our today's talent. Here's Kalki Koechlin, I got the name right.
Koechlin.
Koechlin, okay. With us, who's a very, very powerful and talented performer, a producer across mediums, which includes theatre and cinema, an author, a philanthropist, and one of our favorite people. Very warm welcome to GlobalSpa.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I was just scrolling through your film profile and I realized that across genre, you've been a hit. Like, you've done so many different genre, be it masala films, be it, how we say festival favorite films. Has it always happened like that, or was it like planned? How did it work for you?
No, nothing is ever planned. I can't even plan Friday this week. It's very much that you take the next step that you feel is right for you.
Right.
So you don't know what's going to come your way because you don't always get to choose. You don't know what scripts are coming and all of that. But when they come your way, that's when you have decisions to make. And if you feel like something is repetitive or something is boxing you in the same roles or all of those things, that's where you take the decision,
Right.
to say no to certain things and wait for the right kind of stuff.
So I'd like to take you back, some years back, or actually many years back, when you started. What helped you chart your course? Because, you grew up in Pondicherry, which was also not something very connected to Hindi film industry. Then you went out of India for your studies. What helped you chart your course here?
I don't know. I think just, some things were just luck. Some things were very determined. For me, I always wanted to act. So that part I knew. And that's why I went and studied drama and theatre in London. And then I also went and volunteered with theatre companies. I was with a company called Magic Lanterns in Bangalore. Then I came to Bombay and I worked with Atul Kumar, and there was something going on called Contacting the World at the time. So I kept finding what I could do to further the experience of acting, and that brought me to Bombay, and that then turned into auditioning and trying to get film work as well. Yeah, but it started with this drive to want to act.
It's been close to 15 years. A character that you can recall, which gave you that strength that yes, I have kind of become part of the industry now.
A character that makes me
that gave you that confidence.
Well, I think Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, because
okay.
it's that film which did just so well, and somehow the character of Aditi is still remembered.
Yes.
And it's just, yeah, it kind of sealed the deal for me in Bollywood.
Right. A genre, you've done so many different kind of genres. A genre that still freaks you out. You kind of find it difficult to get into the shoes.
I think comedy is always challenging.
Okay.
To do good comedy, that timing, it needs so much rehearsal, it needs so much practice, as opposed to what people think that it's just like on the spot. So I feel comedy is a big challenge.
Where do you find yourself more comfortable, in theatre or in cinema?
I mean, I love both mediums. I do feel like theatre is kind of my training ground.
Right.
And I like to keep going back to it because
Right.
there's something very visceral, very, in the moment. You have your audience in front of you. There's no retakes. You have to be there. And when I'm on stage, I forget everything else. I'm really, really just there. And that's fantastic. But, over the years, I've become more and more familiar with film and how it works and how, different lenses work and things like that. So it's exciting as well.
So, what in terms of films that you can tell us, something that's going to come now?
I have actually a Tamil film, my first proper role in a Tamil film.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Vishnu Vardhan's next project.
All right.
So we don't have a title yet, so I don't know what to call it, but it's coming in the next few months.
Your character, if you can reveal a bit about it, because all your characters are always interesting.
So she is a lawyer, and she's living in Portugal, but she has her mother is Tamilian. Okay, so she has this heritage, and she's she gets involved in this situation, in this case, which involves the hero. So she's kind of like they just have a very interesting relationship, basically. They have a very, I can't tell you too much. I can't tell you too much. You just watch the film.
Okay. You know, I was reading somewhere and you said that you want to do a lot of work, you know. So what is the kind of thing that excites you now when a character comes to you? What is it that you look for it in now?
Anything that I haven't explored before. You know, I'd love to do a biopic. I'd love to do an action film. There's lots of different genres that I've not explored.
Right.
So it would be nice to you know, do a rom-com where I get the guy in the end instead of killing him, instead of beating him up. Yeah.
Or deciding on not marrying and being just friends.
Yeah.
You know, something about wellness. As we grow, you've literally grown in the industry, you know, from 20s to 30s to 40s now. A change that you've observed in yourself when it comes to...
A what?
A change in yourself. You've observed. In terms of maybe physicality or something which is, you know, how you take things.
I think I check in with myself a lot more.
Okay.
I think in the 20s, you're just like on some autopilot. You don't really think about the decisions you're making or how your body is working or how much vodka you've had. You don't think about those things. But in your 30s and definitely now 40, like you check in how you're feeling in your body, how you're feeling in your mind and your heart. You have those check-ins with yourself on a regular basis.
That's right. That's right. Any new fitness regime that...
Well, you know, since I've moved to Goa, my fitness regime is surfing.
Oh, yes.
And I surf twice a week.
Okay.
It's great for the core. It's great for your mental health. It's just you and the waves and the sea. And
you just went somewhere in Maharashtra, peaceful. Which was all over the news. And
diving, yes.
Yeah, went exploring. Yes. How was it?
Good. Yeah, they're quite new dive sites. These guys have just started looking for dive sites there. It's been about 4 months. They're called Divers of Vingoria. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think Indian coastlines are prepared for divers to, you know, do we have that infrastructure, mechanism? Because people constantly keep on thinking it's not safe here, they want to go.
There's no infrastructure necessary, you just need good instructors to take you.
Right.
And I definitely think there are lots of wonderful dive sites that are yet to be discovered, yeah.
Okay. You know, you approach motherhood like a celebration, from your learning ukulele to, you know, to lullabies, everything. Is it something you'd seen your mother doing it or your idea of motherhood? You know, tell us something.
I think I waited so long to be a mother.
Okay.
As in, I got to it pretty late in life. So, yes, there was a lot of pent-up enthusiasm. Like, oh my God, it's finally happening. And yeah, I think it's playfulness, but it's also like learning on the spot. There's no manual for it. Even if your parents have done it, even if everybody else in the world has done it, it's totally different for each person. And, you know, figuring it out is not always easy. And, you know, we've had our tough times. And, yeah, it's a learning curve.
Is Sappho like little you?
Is she a little me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, there's certain traits which I recognize. What is she like me in? She's so cute.
That she is. You've seen
I
photos.
Don't know if I'm cute, but she's cute. She's actually very stubborn. She gets that from her dad. But she's very creative, and she likes to make things and build things and paint things. And I think that
is something that is
she's not yet writing, but I think she will also start writing soon because she loves stories. She loves stories.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know, a bit about traveling. What is the kind of traveler you are?
Usually quite an adventurous traveler. Like I like to go trekking or skiing or diving or something. It's usually outdoors in nature. I like camping. You know, I'm not much of a like just sit in a hotel for 10 days. I can't do that.
Any destination that's on mind? Or you've been wanting to do?
Oh, I really want to do Sikkim and that whole region. I haven't ever been there, and it's looks beautiful, and yeah, I'd like to do more of the Northeast because I haven't done a lot of the Northeast.
Okay, something about, I really wanted to ask this about Pondicherry. You've grown up there, and now it's a lot more open than earlier to a lot of travelers, tourists. Change that you've seen, or was it like, what was it like growing up?
I find it like I'm very sad because, when I was growing up, we used to be able to cycle everywhere.
Okay.
Everything was cycles, and it was just, roads were empty.
Oh.
And now it's like packed and
Right.
crowded.
Yes.
So I'm like an old person who's like, oh, the days when we used to cycle. But yeah, I don't know. It's my hometown, so I always have good memories as well.
Right. A trait about your personality which you think you're very protective about. No matter what, you will never let it go.
My vulnerability.
Okay.
Yeah, I think even though it gets me into trouble sometimes, and I'm very emotional as a person, it's also what keeps me connected to my art.
Okay. Something that you like to tell your younger self.
Oh gosh, my younger self. Oh, you don't know how good you've got it.
I like that. Oh, thank you.